You like this earlier.
It's a conversation that is happening a lot
Let's
lately.
have it.
Okay.
Let's have this conversation. It's why we're here. We are here to discuss and converse.
Yes.
All right. This is from Taiwanaldo 5 says, discussion, a better social media, one created by the community for the community. Every social media platform is pretty much compromised now. Considering the amount of talent and community we have on Reddit, we can pretty much chip in and create a new social media. I mean, Reddit kind of is a social media, but okay. The platforms we commonly use are influencing certain ideologies or tinkering the algorithm to show propaganda or blocking and removing content which goes against agenda or worse, full of brain rot, AI, misinformation, bots, etc. And finally, they sell our private data to everyone and anyone. We the people here who can pretty much do anything, and anything is required to develop such a platform. We have software developers, database developers, data scientists, cybersecurity experts, a whole slew of technology people. We are the people who have expertise in HR, marketing, finance, etc. We're a community from every corner of the planet, and we have unlimited open source tools that we can use. We can involve people in the project early on, so it's open source community. I get it. And see what kind of features they'd like to see. And every step of the way, the opinion of the community will be taken into consideration. We don't have to rely on mega tech lords for anything. What they forget is we, the consumers, have the power. I'm not so sure about that. We can create better, safer, and more importantly, ethical alternatives to these products just by being able to work with each other. And therein, my friend, I'll start with lies the problem. Being able to work with each other. It sounds great.
Yes.
The utopian ideal social media platform sounds wonderful. That's not going to, at least in my opinion, that's not going to happen anytime soon. And it's because people don't care. They don't care that they're giving away their data. They don't care they're giving away their intellectual property. They don't care that someone somewhere is going to use the post that they put about their kids to market toys to. They don't care.
Nobody cares that Reddit has a content licensing.
You know what they care?
Agreement.
They care that people saw it and clicked on it. That's all they care. How many views did I get on this?
Yes.
How many people responded?
How much money did I make from this?
Yeah, that's all they care about.
Yes.
I mean, I'm on board. I like the idea.
So,
but people don't care.
Who was the Jack Dorsey?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So Jack Dorsey came up with this idea, which Blue Sky, I think, originally was supposed to be, where it was an open source social media platform hosted on like a blockchain type thing, so everybody could see what was going on with everything. Yeah. Right. And I was like, that's such a cool idea. Right. But who's going to be involved in determining what I see? Right. Who's going to suggest new content to me? Who's going to suggest, because that's what keeps people going. Right.
That's like the algorithms are. Yeah.
YouTube's algorithm, for example, is one of the best in the world to keep people consuming more and more and more.
TikTok too, right?
TikTok as well. Right. YouTube takes you down rabbit holes.
Oh my gosh, does it?
TikTok is really good at suggesting new content to you, right? Like, I saw a stat the other day that something like, I don't know, it was in like an insane amount, like 60% of all new musical artists are discovered on TikTok.
Is that right?
It was like an insanely high amount.
Wow.
Right? Like, when they trace it back, that is where the consumer originally heard the music for the first time.
That's crazy.
Then they go from there to another platform to hear more of it, right? Like, so people were arguing, yeah, but I find all my music on TikTok, and no, I find all my music on YouTube, right? And the argument was, well, the only reason you found it is because people discovered it on TikTok. They started searching for it on YouTube.
And now it's just showing up. Yeah,
now
because more people
YouTube
are
is
looking
suggesting
at it,
it to you, right? So, yeah, it was some kind of insane amount. So like the music industry is more reliant on that specific platform than almost any other industry. And I had no idea that was the case until like,
I didn't know that either.
I want to say like a month ago.
Wow. I had no idea that was I mean, I knew that happened, but I didn't realize that was like 60%. That's crazy.
You and I went to a sporting event the other night.
We did.
Right? And on the way back, I was like, hey, you got to hear this band.
Yeah.
Right? Where do you think I found it?
I'm guessing TikTok.
Yes. Right? And after I read that stat, I realized that probably probably about 50% of all the new artists that I listen to today was because of a clip that I saw on that platform. The other 50% came from suggested artists on YouTube.
Wow, that's interesting.
Right? Because think about it. Like, how often do you listen to the radio now where you could get introduced to a new artist?
Yeah.
Like, never. The other one that I find a lot of stuff through is I will randomly click on, like, I use Amazon Music a lot. And they always have this one button that says music we think you'd like or similar to.
Yep.
And every once in a while I'll click on it and, like, 90% of the songs I have no interest in, but every once in a while there's a song that comes up and I was like, let me look at this band closer, right? Like,
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, but yeah, TikTok is
so part of the issue is that, and I get it with the algorithms, right? The people manipulating the algorithms find a way to beat the algorithms. Well, any algorithm is going to be beatable. Once you figure out how it works. But the algorithms are absolutely necessary because these social media platforms, and I don't know if this person's taking into account the absolute chaotic amount of money it takes for the servers that are needed to run this, and the bandwidth that's needed to run these things.
Talking about crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding is not going to do this. I mean, this is, you're talking millions of dollars a month.
People won't even pay for current social platforms, right? That already have all this,
right?
Like, you can pay for an ad-free experience and people are like, no, I'll take my ads and keep it free, right? Well, okay, so let's say the same thing happens to you. Now you have to run ads. Who's going to make the decision who can advertise on the platform?
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
What can be advertised? What can't be advertised? Right? Can I advertise illegal items on there? No. Well, now someone's making a decision, right? Who's making that decision? And this is why things like social media platforms, as much as I love the idea of a fully open source, no bars held, free speech, do whatever the hell you want, right? But that leads you down to getting arrested the next time you go to London, like what happened with, what the hell's the name of the guy? You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the more open you make it, and ultimately, good luck getting through the EU with a social media platform that nobody's accountable for.
Oh my gosh, no, it's not happening.
No.
GDPR will kill you.
Oh yeah. So, like, once again, I hear this conversation come up again and again and again and again, and I'm like, I love the idea. I just don't think from a functional perspective this is ever going to work, and there will never be a fully open source social media platform on a scale, right? I'm not saying you can't have one that has 100,000 users and kind of flies under the radar. I mean, for crying out loud, 4chan was that for a while. Do you remember 4chan?
Oh yeah. Come on.
I'm just, it was kind of one of those, there was no limits per se, right?
There really were no limits on 4chan.
Craigslist, right? Even Craigslist had to put barriers in place, right? They were forced to. So that's the problem with this, is whatever platform it is, ultimately governments are going to want to hold someone accountable. Right. So if you can't hold the CEO or the board.
The governments, the media will want to hold somebody accountable
too. Well, I could care less who the media wants to hold accountable.
Well, that leads to the government.
Yeah, I care about the legal side of it, right? So let's say, for example, that you do this thing, and we have the same thing that happened with Instagram, that someone kept getting fed content that ultimately broke their spirit and self-esteem, and they decided that the way out was the way to go. Okay. So let's say you build this platform and the same thing happens to someone on your platform, and the parents can prove it and the lawyers can prove it. Are they going to go after the guy that built that portion of the algorithm?
Right.
Because ultimately he would be the one then responsible, right? Because he's the one that put that piece of code in. Right. So it's his responsibility, not the platform.
And then what about the people that took it and ran with it and did other things and built on top of it?
So as much as I love this idea, and I would love to have a platform like this that is 100% open source, you could get away with anything.
The logistics behind it would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Building it, okay, I could see that happening. Yeah. You get a good community together to build it.
The building
Go run it.
Correct. The building it is always the easy part, right?
Yeah.
It's the running it, funding it, making the.
I mean, let's just look at raw numbers. If they talk about crowdfunding, even if you had 100,000 people together, which is a lot of people,
Mhm.
which good luck in the 100,000. Even if you did,
Yep.
and they all contributed $10 a month, it's only $1 million, or $100 a month, right? $10 million.
Yep.
That's not enough.
People don't.
So for these servers, you have
Correct.
any idea what it's going to cost?
People don't understand the numbers,
Yeah.
right? So, like, I love this ideology of yes, we can do this. This is how it started. Like, could you start with this on a small server and scale it as you get more users?
Sure.
Yeah. Once again, from the business perspective, you're still going to need the money to scale and grow, right? So you're going to need either people are going to have to subscribe, right? Because you can't go and say, hey, we're going to add 30% more server load, bandwidth, whatever, this month because we got an influx of 30% of users, right? Well, if it's a subscription model or a pay model, your drop off next month could be 20%.
Right.
Someone now needs to buy bread and milk, and the choice is buying that, putting gas in their car, or paying for, or supporting this, right? Like, which one are they going to do? Right. So yeah, I love these ideas. I think this is how a lot of it starts, but ultimately it gets turned into some type of organization, whether that's a nonprofit, whether it's a corporation. Like, there has to be something behind it that keeps the lights on, so to speak.
Exactly. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be part of the issue with community development that you run into sometimes is people start and then don't finish.
Yeah.
Someone will come in, they'll be all gung-ho, they'll put in 16, 20 hours a day for 2-3 weeks. They're all about it. Halfway through their algorithm or whatever they're writing, and then life happens and you never hear from them again.
I mean, and we have real life examples of this. Like, we have WordPress.
Yeah.
WordPress started as a fully open source crowdfunded project. People were contributing to it. It went really well till it got to a certain point, and then they were like, now we have to have something around this, right? And then you got all these third-party developers that went, well, I'd love to develop this, but I can't develop and maintain this if I don't get paid for it, right? So, like, they started adding these add-ons and plugins and stuff, and those can cost hundreds of dollars a month, right? Is the basic WordPress still free? Yeah. Is it really all that functional other than what it was designed for as the base model?
Without the plugins? No way.
No. Right? So, once again, we've seen this model tried and tested, and it does not work long term. It works for a short amount of time, and then you need guardrails at some point.
Yep.
So,
well,
but that's why I wanted to do this one.
Taiwan Aldo 5. Again, I love the idea. I like what you're trying, what you want to accomplish. I just don't know the realities of it in this technology world. I mean, hey, go for it. Try. Who knows? Maybe it'll work. I just don't see it working, unfortunately, in where we are today.
Even if you develop this and you started, let me know when you agree on the terms and conditions.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like, get past that stage. If you can write the terms and conditions and get everybody to agree on what those should be, by all means, go develop this.
Yeah, I agree. If you like what you saw in the clips, don't forget to subscribe as well. Let us know what you think by leaving some information in the comments.